They check your phone while you sleep. They ask where you've been, who you talked to, what you said. They need to know everything, every single thing. And when you ask them why, they say the same words every time. Because I love you. But here's what nobody tells you. This isn't love. Not really. Welcome to the mind of a jealous lover. A place where love and fear have become the same thing. Where affection feels like ownership. Where every moment apart feels like betrayal. Today, we're going inside that mind. And what we find there might surprise you. Because the truth is, most jealous lovers don't think they're being unreasonable. In their world, in their head, everything they do makes perfect sense. Let me show you what I mean. Imagine you're in love. Truly, deeply in love. The kind of love that makes your heart race when you see their name on your phone. Now imagine that love comes with a price. A constant whisper in your ear that says, you're going to lose them. They're going to leave you. They're going to find someone better. That whisper never stops. It's there when you wake up. It's there when you go to sleep. It's there in every conversation, every silence, every smile they give to someone else. This is where jealousy lives. Not in love, but in fear. Most people think jealousy means you care too much. But psychologists know the truth. Jealousy means you're afraid. Afraid you're not enough. Afraid you'll be abandoned. Afraid that the one person who makes you feel complete will disappear. And when that fear takes over, something strange happens in the brain. Your mind starts looking for danger everywhere. A text message that takes too long to answer becomes proof of betrayal. A coworker's name mentioned twice becomes a threat. A smile at a stranger becomes a reason to panic. This isn't paranoia in the clinical sense. It's something more subtle, more insidious. Your brain is trying to protect you from pain, but instead, it's creating a prison for you and for the person you love. Now here's where things get really interesting. There's a difference between feeling jealous and being a jealous lover. Everyone feels jealous sometimes. It's normal. It's human. It passes. But for some people, jealousy doesn't pass. It grows. It spreads. It becomes the lens through which they see everything. Psychologists call this obsessive jealousy, and it looks nothing like what movies taught us love should be. In obsessive jealousy, the thoughts never stop. They're intrusive, unwanted, exhausting. Where are they right now? Who are they with? Why did they look at their phone like that? Why did they smile when they said that person's name? These questions loop endlessly, round and round, never satisfied, never at peace. And here's the trap. The more you try to answer these questions, the worse they get. You check their phone, you find nothing. But instead of feeling relieved, you think, maybe they deleted something. Maybe they're hiding it better. You ask them where they've been. They tell you, but you don't believe them. Maybe they're lying. Maybe they practiced this story. Every answer creates 10 new questions. Every reassurance feels temporary, fragile, not enough. This is what it means to live inside obsessive jealousy. It's like being hungry but unable to taste food. The thing you need most is the thing you can't accept. Now, you might be wondering, why does this happen? What creates a jealous lover? The answer is more complicated than you might think. For some people, it starts in childhood. Maybe they had a parent who left. Maybe they watched their parents' marriage crumble. Maybe they learned early that love is something that can be taken away without warning. These experiences create what psychologists call an insecure attachment style. A deep belief that you're not worthy of being chosen. That people you love will eventually abandon you. And when you carry that belief into adult relationships, every interaction becomes a test. Are they still here? Do they still want me? When will they leave? But childhood isn't the only answer. Sometimes, obsessive jealousy comes from a past betrayal. Someone cheated before. Someone lied before. And now, every new partner pays the price for someone else's mistake. The brain remembers pain. It's designed to. Pain means danger. And danger means you need to be careful. But sometimes, the brain gets stuck. It sees danger where there isn't any. It protects you from threats that don't exist. This is what happens in the jealous lover's mind. They're fighting ghosts, shadows of past pain that feel as real as the person standing in front of them. And then there's another layer. something darker. Some jealous lovers don't just want reassurance. They want control. Deep down, they believe that if they can control everything their partner does, they can prevent the pain of abandonment. If they know where their partner is every moment, if they approve every friend, if they monitor every conversation, then nothing bad can happen. They'll be safe. But control isn't love, and safety built on control is just another kind of prison. Here's what this looks like in real life. It starts small. Little questions. Where are you going? Who's going to be there? Then it grows. Can you text me when you get there? Can you send me a photo so I know you're really there? Then it gets darker. I don't think you should hang out with that person anymore. They make me uncomfortable. Before you know it, the person you love has fewer friends, fewer hobbies, fewer moments that belong to just them. And the jealous lover? They don't see this as control. They see it as caring, as protecting the relationship, as showing how much they love you. This is the most dangerous part. Because when someone genuinely believes their controlling behavior is love, they don't see any reason to stop. They'll check your messages and call it trust building. They'll isolate you from friends and call it protecting you from bad influences. They'll demand constant updates and call it staying connected. And if you try to set boundaries, if you say, I need space or I need privacy, they hear, you don't love me anymore. You're hiding something. You're going to leave me. And the cycle tightens. Now here's something most people don't realize. The jealous lover suffers too. Living with obsessive jealousy is exhausting. Imagine spending every waking hour convinced that disaster is coming. That betrayal is just around the corner. Your body stays in constant stress. Your mind never rests. You can't enjoy the moments you have because you're too busy worrying about the moments you might lose. Many jealous lovers report feeling empty inside, like there's a hole that can never be filled. They think their partner can fill it, but no amount of reassurance ever does. Because the problem isn't the partner. The problem is the belief system running underneath everything. I'm not enough. I'm not worthy. I'm going to be abandoned. I need to do whatever it takes to prevent that. These beliefs drive everything. And until they're challenged, nothing changes. Let's talk about what psychologists call checking behaviors. This is one of the clearest signs that jealousy has crossed into obsession. Checking behaviors are compulsive actions meant to ease anxiety, but they never actually work. Looking through your partner's phone, reading their messages, checking their location, asking the same questions over and over, interrogating them about their day, demanding to know every detail of every conversation. These behaviors give temporary relief. For a moment, you feel like you have control, like you can see the truth. But then the anxiety comes back, stronger than before, because checking behaviors don't build trust. They destroy it, both for the person doing the checking and the person being checked. If you're constantly monitoring someone, you never learn to trust them. You never give them the chance to prove they're trustworthy. And if you're being constantly monitored, you start to feel like a suspect instead of a partner. Like you're guilty until proven innocent. Every single day. This is how obsessive jealousy kills relationships. Not with one big explosion, but with 1,000 small cuts. 1,000 moments where trust could have grown, but suspicion took over instead. Here's another truth that's hard to hear. Sometimes, obsessive jealousy isn't really about the relationship at all. Sometimes it's a symptom of something deeper. Depression, anxiety, obsessive-compulsive disorder, even psychotic disorders in extreme cases. There's a condition psychologists call delusional jealousy. It's rare, but it's real. In delusional jealousy, the person becomes absolutely convinced their partner is cheating. Not worried, not suspicious, convinced. No evidence will change their mind. They interpret everything as proof. A late text means infidelity. A new haircut means they're trying to attract someone. A smile means they're thinking of someone else. This level of jealousy requires professional help, because it's not about the relationship. It's about the way the brain is processing reality itself. But even in less extreme cases, obsessive jealousy often has roots in mental health struggles. High anxiety makes it hard to feel secure in anything. Depression makes it hard to believe you're worthy of love. Low self-esteem makes every threat feel enormous. This doesn't excuse the behavior, but it does explain it, and it points to something important. Healing from obsessive jealousy requires more than just trying harder or trusting more. It requires addressing the deeper wounds, the beliefs, the fears, the patterns that have been running the show for years. Let's talk about what happens in relationships touched by obsessive jealousy. At first, it might feel intense, passionate, like they care so much about you. But intensity isn't the same as health. Over time, the relationship becomes smaller, tighter, more suffocating. The non-jealous partner starts to change their behavior, not because they've done anything wrong, but to keep the peace. They stop mentioning certain people. They check in constantly. They give up activities that trigger their partner's jealousy. They think, if I just do this, they'll feel better. If I just prove I'm trustworthy, they'll relax. But here's the heartbreak. It never works. Because the jealousy isn't about what you do. It's about what they believe. And beliefs don't change just because you behave perfectly. In fact, sometimes the more you accommodate, the worse it gets. Because now the jealous partner knows you'll change for them. And they start asking for more, and more, and more, until one day you look around and realize you've lost yourself trying to make someone else feel secure. The most tragic part? Even the jealous partner usually isn't happy. They feel guilty for their suspicions, ashamed of their checking behaviors, exhausted by their own thoughts. They often say things like, I don't want to be like this. I hate being like this, but I can't stop. And they're right. They often can't stop, not without help, because obsessive jealousy isn't a choice. It's a compulsion, a pattern carved deep into the brain by fear and pain and belief systems that were built long before this relationship ever started. So what's the way out? For the jealous lover, healing starts with one crucial realization. Your partner can't fix this for you. No amount of reassurance from them will heal the wound inside you. No amount of transparency will make you feel truly secure. The work has to be internal. That means therapy, real, honest, sometimes uncomfortable therapy. The kind where you dig into why you believe you're not worthy of being chosen, why you're so afraid of abandonment, why control feels like the only option. Cognitive behavioral therapy can help interrupt the obsessive thoughts, teach you to question them instead of believing them automatically. Exposure therapy can help you sit with the anxiety without acting on it. Learn that you can feel jealous without checking your partner's phone. Feel insecure without demanding constant updates. It's hard work. Sometimes it feels impossible. But here's the truth. Staying the same is harder. Living in constant fear is harder. Losing relationship after relationship is harder. Watching yourself become someone you don't recognize is harder. For the partner of a jealous lover, the path is different but equally important. You have to recognize that you can't fix this for them. You can be supportive. You can encourage them to get help. But you can't love them into feeling secure. And you have to protect yourself. Set boundaries. Real ones. I'm happy to text you during the day, but I won't respond to interrogations about who I'm with. I love you, but I need privacy on my phone. I want to go out with friends, and I need you to trust me. These boundaries will be tested. The jealous partner will push back. They'll call you selfish, accuse you of not caring, maybe even threaten to leave. But boundaries aren't walls. They're bridges. They say, I love you, and I'm willing to stay in this relationship, but only if we can both be healthy in it. Sometimes, setting boundaries is what finally motivates the jealous partner to get help, because they realize they're about to lose something real. Other times, the relationship doesn't survive. And that's okay too, because staying in a relationship where you're constantly monitored, constantly suspected, constantly shrinking yourself, that's not love. That's survival. Here's what I want you to understand. If you're the jealous lover, you're not a bad person. You're a hurting person, and hurt people often hurt others, even when they don't mean to. Your jealousy makes sense to you. Your checking behaviors feel necessary. Your fear feels rational. but feelings aren't facts. And just because something feels true doesn't mean it is. Your partner probably isn't cheating. They're probably not planning to leave. They probably do love you. But your fear is so loud that you can't hear their love. You can't feel it. You can't trust it. That's the real tragedy. Not that you might lose them, but that even while you have them, you can't enjoy them. You can't be present. You can't rest. And if you're the partner of someone with obsessive jealousy, I want you to know you didn't cause this. And you can't cure it. You can be compassionate, understanding, patient, but you can't sacrifice your own mental health trying to make someone else feel secure. Love shouldn't feel like walking on eggshells. It shouldn't require you to prove yourself constantly. It shouldn't mean giving up your friends, your privacy, your autonomy. Healthy love includes trust, space, freedom, the confidence that even when you're apart, you're still connected. If that's not what you have, it's time to ask yourself, is this really love? Or is it something else wearing love's mask? There's a quote I think about often. Jealousy in romance is like salt in food. A little can enhance the taste, but too much can spoil the pleasure and, under certain circumstances, can be life-threatening. That's the perfect description. A little jealousy? Normal, human, even healthy in small doses. But when jealousy takes over, when it becomes the main ingredient, it poisons everything it touches. The relationship becomes about managing jealousy instead of building love, about preventing imagined threats instead of creating real connection. And both people suffer. The jealous lover, trapped in their fear, and their partner, trapped in a relationship that feels more like a hostage situation than a partnership. So here's my question for you. If you recognize yourself in this video, either as the jealous lover or their partner, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to pretend it's not that bad? That it's just passion, just caring, just love showing itself differently? Or are you going to be honest? With yourself, with your partner, with the situation? Because here's the ultimate truth. Obsessive jealousy doesn't get better on its own. It gets worse. The checking behaviors multiply. The accusations intensify. The control tightens. Until one day, either the relationship ends or it becomes something toxic, something that damages both people beyond repair. But it doesn't have to be that way. With awareness, with help, with genuine work on yourself, patterns can change. Beliefs can shift. Fear can loosen its grip. You can learn to love without controlling, to feel jealous without acting on it, to trust even when it's scary. And that's when real love becomes possible. Not the obsessive kind, not the fearful kind, not the kind that masquerades as caring while actually destroying, but the kind that sees your partner as a whole person with their own life. The kind that trusts them even when they're out of sight. The kind that feels secure even in uncertainty. That's the love worth having. The love worth fighting for. Not fighting for control, but fighting for health, for growth, for freedom. Inside the mind of a jealous lover is a war. Between love and fear. Between trust and suspicion. Between the person they want to be and the person their pain has made them. But wars can end. Peace can be found. Healing can happen. It just takes the courage to admit you need help and the willingness to do the work. If you found yourself in this video today, know this, you're not alone. Thousands of people struggle with these same patterns, these same fears, these same behaviors, and thousands of people have also found their way out, have learned to love healthily, have healed the wounds that drove their jealousy. You can too, if you choose to. The question is, will you?